Last night at the Hogsbog Tavern, we were entertained by a bard that was telling tales from distant lands. The tales weren't quite what we expected, since all of the adventurers that he sang about died, and died in different ways. He sang of an elf, a half-elf, a halfling, a half-orc, and a human, all of which went adventuring but never returned. The different races had each selected a different class: Barbarian, Fighter, Ranger, Rogue, and Wizard, and were in search of different enemies: Aristocrat, Captain of the Guard, Guildmaster, Slaver, and Warrior. Their deaths were not what you might expect. One died from a magic spell, one died by falling a long way, one died from the corrosive breath of an adult green dragon, one was shot by a poisoned arrow, and one was eaten by a Shadow Mastiff in the wilderness. Based on the clues given below, can you figure out which race of adventurer was which class, what enemy they were pursuing, and how they died? Number 1. The half-orc barbarian was traveling along a road through a forest when he was spotted by an adult green dragon that was soaring overhead. The barbarian failed his saving throw and was corroded to death by the dragon's acid breath. Number 2. The human fighter had discovered that the captain of the guard was corrupt and was using his lofty position to arrange for the killing of people that had witnessed his crimes. The fighter wanted to see this injustice set to rights. Number 3. The wizard thought it would be easy to reclaim the +1 ring of protection that the aristocrat had stolen from him. He was wrong. The wizard was a pureblood. Number 4. The ranger had spent several years seeking information about the slaver who had taken family members when the ranger was a young lad. Unfortunately, the ranger had a fatal encounter with a Shadow Mastiff one night before he could locate and confront the slaver. Number 5. The adventurer that wanted revenge against the guildmaster fell off the outside wall of a tower when his climbing equipment failed him. He was not the half-elf. Number 6. Neither the human nor the halfling died from magic. To use the worksheet, mark a cell with a dot if you find a positive correlation between one of the things along the left edge and one of the things across the top. For example, you can tell from clue number 1 that the half-orc was a barbarian. Therefore, you place a dot in the cell that associates half-orc on the left with barbarian across the top. Once you find a positive correlation, you can mark off 4 associated negative correlations along each axis. For example, if you have a dot in the cell for half-orc and barbarian, you can place an X in each of the following cells: elf and barbarian, half-elf and barbarian, halfling and barbarian, human and barbarian, half-orc and fighter, half-orc and ranger, half-orc and rogue, and finally, half-orc and wizard. If you can establish 4 negative correlations in a group along one axis, you have proven that the 5th cell in that group is a positive correlation. As above, if you mark off a positive correlation with a dot in the cell, mark the negative correlations along the other axis with an X. And hoist a mug to your hero, mate.